Welcome back to the channel. So let's talk about what is a perfect boxing glove and what my preferred boxing glove has been lately for the past 4 years, and how to properly maintain your leather boxing gloves. To some of you who care, or if it's relevant to you, my background is only in amateur boxing and Muay Thai. So I'm not like a professional fighter. I've just been doing this for over 6 years consistently, and I take my gear seriously because nobody likes to have crappy gear that falls apart on them, and also nobody likes that person at the gym with the smelly gloves, because all you're doing is just being obnoxious to the people that you're training with. So let's just get on with it. And my preferred boxing glove is, as you can see, it's a Rival RS10V. I've had this particular set of gloves. These are 16 ounce, and I've had them for approximately 4 years now, and I've been using them pretty much weekly, several times a week. It all depends on the week, but usually I train 3 to 4 times and use them for just drilling, sparring, or even sometimes bag work. But I prefer not to use the same gloves for dedicated bag work because I don't want to destroy them quickly. So just for longevity of it, I use my old Rivals right here, the RS2Vs. I use them for the dedicated bag work just because those are old gloves and I don't really care to beat those up. So what makes a perfect glove? I prefer to use genuine leather gloves. I've had several varieties of gloves over the years, and I started off with a cheap pair of some Venom, the fake leather gloves, and honestly I've been through a few sets of those, and those things usually fall apart on you pretty quick because usually the non-leather material eventually starts cracking pretty quickly, and you definitely don't want that, especially if you're sparring, because you're gonna scratch your partners pretty bad. So that's when I made the switch to leather gloves, and went off a recommendation off of another professional boxer who was suggesting Saba's gloves. And those are pretty good gloves, but they were a little too soft for me, and I did not like the thumb placement on it, and I constantly jammed my thumb, and it was quite painful having 2 jammed thumbs that take like a year to heal. So then I ended up getting the pair of these RS2Vs, and these are pretty solid gloves, and I've used them pretty hard for a couple years. And I really like them. The only thing I did not like is this dual strap system. As you see right here, you'll just this loops around and then this loops around again. Usually I'd have to ask my coach to help me get these on and off because this is just a pain to... The Velcro is almost too good, because eventually, as you can see, this is the stuff that starts to get frayed, and the Velcro starts getting ripped off because it's just that good of a Velcro. But it's just, these gloves I meant for just putting on and taking off by the time you're done training. Like if you're gonna take a break to drink some water or whatnot, it's gonna be a pain in the butt to take these off constantly. So that's why I ended up switching to these RS10Vs, and this has been my go-to glove. And these held up without any issues for the longest time. I love the way my thumb sits in this, and if some of you would know, like some of the softer gloves, like the Sabas are, you can punch through that gloves pretty easy. If you spar, you know what it means by punching through it. I mean, if you hit somebody in the forehead, and you're gonna leave your knuckle impression right on their head. So these are pretty thick, and I haven't had any problems with them. And the only thing that I've noticed that starting to go on these is the stitching. It's just right here. It's very small, hasn't completely torn yet, but yeah, we're feeling within the next year these are gonna have to be replaced. But honestly, my next set of gloves are probably gonna be same as these, because these have lasted me for such a long time and I have never had any problems with them. They're definitely a perfect glove for sparring, and you'll see some of the professionals use these specific gloves in their training as well. So for the maintenance of the gloves, as you'll see in the B-roll, is what I use is the Dry Guy. It's a boot and glove dryer. I've tried everything to keep my gloves from smelling bad and trying to keep them dry. So if any of you use those stupid sock inserts, if you know what those smelly ones, those are terrible, because all they're doing is attempting to mask the smell with the smell of that bag, and all it does is just smells like a mix of sweat and that smell, and they don't really dry out. And they also leave that fine powder in your gloves, so anytime you pull those out, you just see a bunch of powder come out, and I don't think that's very good for you, and honestly they don't do anything for your gloves. So if you're considering getting those, please don't. You're gonna regret that. So the next thing I got is these inserts. Is when I got my Sabas. They're also selling these. Honestly, these things don't really work either. I've tried this and they're perfect for if you have extra gloves. After you dry them and you take them off the dryer, you just put them right on here just so they can maintain their shape. So that's what I do, and I just leave my spare gloves on the dryer. So my honest opinion is the Dry Guy is the perfect solution. You're just, when you come home from training, you just slide those right on, turn it on, and within an hour your gloves are dry and they don't stink. Like these gloves still don't smell, and plus you're not gonna have the moisture breaking your glove down like all the previous gloves that I've had from all that sweat plus all that smell. So please don't be that person at the gym showing up with your smelly gloves, because nobody's going to want to train with you. So just maintaining these gloves outside of drying them, you just wipe them off with just a regular wipe and some water just to get the sweat off of them. And once in a while I'll just use just a leather detailer, just a cleaner. Just keep in mind that this stuff will irritate your partner's eyes. If you're just going to put this on your gloves, clean your gloves with this, and then you're going to go spar, I don't recommend that. I just do this once in a great while. I'll spray this on a rag and wipe my gloves down, because these are leather and these will give them a nice deep clean. And obviously I'll wait to spar with somebody after cleaning these, because I don't want anybody to get their eyes irritated if I catch them in the head or in the eye by accident. So just keep that in mind. I just haven't found anything else that could clean leather very well. So it's just the stuff that I use on my truck seats, and I'll use this every once in a while on my gloves just to get some of that dirt removed off of them. So anyway, this is just my quick review, and hopefully you found this beneficial. I'm not an expert, I just appreciate quality gear and quality information, so hopefully you found this video informative. So I'd really appreciate it if you'll give us a thumbs up for the video, if you would subscribe, and if you would share it with your friends. And we got a lot more stuff on the way. You can please comment below if you got any questions, or if you want to see anything else reviewed, or just anything in general. And you can also follow us on Instagram at To The Core Media, at To The Core Actual, and Officer 178. And we'll see you on the next one.